So the next question is for our expert from UiPath. Traditionally, process automation companies such as UiPath have focused on finance, banking, and manufacturing. How do you view the travel and hospitality market, and where do you see value being added?
That's a very good question. And when you invited me, I was really looking into this. As a McKinsey study that actually says 66% of all the hospitality processes and operations are, automatable is really an ideal playground. And we do have not just kind of banking or other kind of typical industries that you expect. We have also quite some interesting references in the hospitality, but also in the transportation area for airlines and so forth. Um, and it's exactly like in this example with this group here. They started all in finance. There are some common processes every hotel business would have that you will find in finance, in IT, in legal and compliance. And these cases alone kind of achieve a lot of savings. If you think of Everest is kind of identified as like a 47% alone in the legal area, or kind of 40% around savings that you can achieve and automate around the HR area, and in finance even much higher if you think of all the record consolidations and so forth. So it doesn't matter whether it's kind of banking or whatever, those core processes you'll have in any business, and that's where it kind of immediately strikes you to add a significant value. There's some examples in the hotel business I think that are quite interesting. And we do have some interesting customer cases that even one that you mentioned around, I think it's the Melia Hotel Internationals. There, for example, one of the first things they tackled was say, hey, let's kind of automate all this reporting. We have to gather so much information and so forth, and getting it accurate is really, really an issue. So they implemented RPA in its full extent for extracting those informations from the different systems, generating the necessary reports, loading it into Power BI, and having then this all in their form of dashboard. They were able to save around kind of, or have a revenue recovered around 200,000 US dollars just by being able to reconcile properly all the no-shows that were really happening and so forth. In the whole customer experience area or service area, there's a load that we can really apply. And I'll talk about this with you when we want to look at what are the AI technologies to add there even further. We have another reference, especially around in the back office operations for loyalty programs and so forth. Funny enough, in Hong Kong, Disneyland, they were able to save 5 FTEs where they had a lot of reconciliation work for all the coupons that were kind of needed to be reconciled with their SAP system and with their POS system and so forth. So these are really, really strong examples. And one last example, which we actually implemented with a large travel group in Italy, is they wanted to control all the kind of B2B. So all the agencies, travel agents, smaller agencies were sending them email, and then they had to do and manage all the bookings. And we very early on implemented an automation that was able to read these emails, process these emails, extract the right entities, enter and update the data in the backend system. And that, been very, very successful. And now with our latest technologies, so everything around AI and being able to extract a lot more from all unstructured information, there's a lot more now that we are able to do, especially if you have a large amount of emails to process and then handle all this kind of back-end reservations and so forth. So in hindsight, so it's kind of front desk operations as well. It's booking, it's loyalty programs, it's all kind of customer services, whether you integrate it with chatbot or whether you just want to run it via email or even voice-enabled bots. We have very good and powerful example. And in compliance management and reporting, there's a lot that you can achieve, not just savings, but really improvement of quality and accuracy.